glass stays still while the room leans in. Your shadow breathes where you begin. The bass walks slow, the air turns wide. I hear the storm in the fire you hide. A match unstruck, a coil of heat. The snare taps vows beneath your feet. And the night she waits, eyes open wide, to watch you guard the fire you hide. You wear your comb like a tale of truth, a seasoned grace that outgrows youth. No sharpened word, no reckless swing, just silence set like a steady ring. Your hands don't twitch, your eyes don't plead. You let the room learn what you mean. The crowd grows careful, side to side. They feel the heat in the fire you hide. A cufflink shines like a practice star, a tiny signal for who you are. The organ whispers a velvet thread, a warning soft as a prayer unsaid. No fevered breath betrays your flame, no lifted chin to shout your name. But I can hear the thunder ride, a horse made quiet by the fire you hide. Ain't no preacher blessing this control. You learn to losing what you stole. You bank the blazing iron jars. You steer by silence, not by stars. You count to 10, let pride subside. Let ash turn coal and coal abide. And when the world demands your side, you show them all the fire you hide. So pour one for the man who never shout, whose steady pulse dissolves the doubt. He laughs low, won't break the tide. He moves the night with fire he hides. It hums like steel, it warms like wine, a sovereign heat with no headline. I ain't begging fate to guide, I lead with all the fire I hide. She finds your gaze and tests the frame, a curious spark that wants a name. You tilt your glass, refuse the chase. You let her learn the shape of grace. The bass grows thick, the chatter fades. A hush collects like midnight breeze. She leans toward the darker side, drawn by the gravity you hide. You learn to fold your anger neat, to iron heat with measured beat, to close the fist without the blow, to make the storm decide to slow, to turn the fuse into a threat, to bank the flame without a debt, to let the hunger be a guide, to keep clean, righteous fire you hide. The man in the mirror lifts his brow, says, boy, I see, you've learned it now. It ain't the road that rules the room, it's how you breathe, how long you bloom. No blade to wave, no brittle pride, just heat with no one else to ride. He taps the glass and seems to glide. You're crowned by all the fire A murmur builds from jealous throats, a little storm that swells and floats. They test your edge, they court your name, they bait your pulse to brighter flame. You raise one hand and inch your best, the riot crawls back in its chest. The snare assumes its faithful stride, obedient to the fire you hide. Pour one for the man who holds his ground, who slows the storm without a sound. He hums low, lets truth decide. He bends the night with fire he hides. Raise your glass to iron grace, to eyes that hush a crowded place. No run, no blade, no careless pride, just sovereign kept clean fire he hides. A single note becomes a road, a hush becomes the strongest code. The hammer breathes a chapel tone, the floorboards vow you're not alone. A wrinkled thread beneath the tide, a furnace built but kept inside. The room leans in, the sparks divide. They learn to trust the fire you hide. And I ain't holy, I ain't tame, I simply outgrew aimless flame. I spend my sparks where they belong. I buy my peace with measured strong. I keep my fury polished, healed, a blade that never leaves a shield. And when the loud ones want a guide, I show the path by fire I hide. Ain't no choir singing this restraint, no trumpet for the patient saint. The proof is how the lightning waits, how even thunder hesitates. You want the key, reduce the stride, let walk grow wise and heat reside. And when the world pulls either side, stand still inside the fire you hide. So pour for the silent few, whose quiet tells of what's true. He laughs slow, lets time decide. He moves the dark with fire he hides. The joy of fire and the reckless ride, just breathe a note and temper pride. And when the fate remember tide, my crown was in the fire hide. The shady routes of this is coasting in, and can't go back from the different. I was watch gas tells go meets the street, and driving single, open spin, and fit the street. Can't find. Morning folds open like a careful hand. Piano on the sill, light dust on the land. Kettle takes breath, street yawns away. There's nothing to chase, nothing to fade. I set down the armor, I walk through the rain, and hear it, the calm calling my name. I've bartered with thunder, I've counted to 4. I've taught a locked city to love a soft door. I've carried a silence that sharpened the blade, and set it all down when the debt had been paid. Now every step has a weight that's kind, measured and honest, a friend to the spine. I don't need applause in a rented room. The daylight signing is praise enough bloom. The coffee is simple, the ledger is clean. I tally by mercy, not by the sheen. Where noise once begged for a louder claim, the wind rides gently, repeating my name. Count to 4 with the ribs, not pride. Let bread be the long, clear guide. If memory knocks with a neon flame, I answer with quiet. I know my name. The calm knows my name. It meets me at the door. It lifts the cup, it sets the frame. It teaches less is more. No trumpet to proclaim, no crown that needs a floor. I live where light is plain. The calm knows my name. I'm walking the block the way fathers do, carrying daylight like good men choose. I oil a hinge that no one will praise, sweep a small step for ordinary days. A boy rides past with a crooked grin, learning the breaks that hold trouble in. His mother smiles a thank you thin. We trade a nod and that's a win. I used to love like a spark on straw, too hot to hold, too quick to draw. Now love's a river in a patient bed, cooler than fire, warmer than dread. I set 2 plates, keep one for the rain. When weather needs shelter, it knows my name. Breathe on full, let strings lean low, let piano leave space where truths can grow. If pride returns for an old campaign, I pour a tea, it forgets my name. The calm knows my name. It meets me at the door. It lifts the cup, it sets the frame. It teaches less is more. No trumpet to proclaim, no crown that needs a floor. I live where light is plain. The calm knows my name. There's a chair that forgives the weight I bring, a lamp that edits the sting from things. On a wall, a map of slower roads where patience pays and hurry owes. I've learned to repair what I used to replace, to bless with hands instead of haste. I keep small tools where anger hid, a screwdriver where judgment did. The hinge in me learned how to swing towards the hard truth and the truest spring. If grief needs room, I'll make it a lane. It passes through kindly and says my name. Count to 4 till the heart stands sure. Let quiet be strong and good be pure. If yesterday asked for a harsher aim, I write forgiven next to my name. The calm knows my name. It meets me at the door. It lifts the cup, it sets the frame. It teaches less is more. No trumpet to proclaim, no crown that needs a floor. I live where light is plain. The calm knows my name. Bring me the locks I force for show. I'll oil them now and let them go. Bring me the words I threw like stone. I'll speak them soft and make them home. Bring me the miles I sprinted thin. I'll walk them back with broader skin. Let the guitar bend once and rest. Let bass keep time inside the chest. If victory begs for a neon flame, point it to supper, bread and name. If power asks what it's for at last, to keep the future kind to the past. Say less, stand plain. Count to 4, remain. A neighbor's fence needs a measured hand. I'll lend the hour, not a brand. We talk of rain and the price of weed, the sort of kingdom I trust my feet. He tells me loss in a quiet pitch. I answer by listening where ache is rich. No sermon spills, no banner flies, just cleaner air behind our eyes. We sign the day with a humble pen, a treaty of ordinary men. When dusk arrives with a cooler flame, a sparrow repeats it, the sound of my name. Hold that 4, let the snare stay shy. Let brass breathe low like a faithful sigh. If glory calls from a louder frame, I wait once kindly. I know my name. The calm knows my name. It meets me at the door. It lifts the cup, it sets the frame. It teaches wishes, less is more. No trumpet to proclaim, no crown that needs a floor. I live where light is plain. The calm knows my name. 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 Low lights, low words, long shadow on the wall. Whiskey swims slow in the glass like a moon who won't fall. Door creaks once, then silence takes the room. Power walks in quiet shoes and rearranges doom. I nod at the band, let the snare breathe deep. Let the bass count money while the city falls asleep. I don't beg the night for favor, I already own the town. You can hear it in the hush, the smoke holds the crown. Silk-tied gunmetal cufflinks, ash on the sleeve. Cards on the table and a trick up the weave. Deal stitched in whispers, sewn under the den. Every promise like a razor tucked under the skin. They talk fast, I talk less. Silence does the work while the others confess. Neon bleeds red through the blind's thin veins. Outside rain writes my many son names. I keep the ledger like a rosary of sins. Clicker the zipper where forgiveness begins. Slow guitar bends like a threat you don't see. And the room leans forward to breathe with me. I don't gamble what I can take by grace. A smile is a lockpick on an iron face. They bargain with fear, I bargain with time. The clock is a witness that belongs to my mind. I carve my initials in the hour's last bone. When the saxophone weeps, I'm already home. Cold hands, warm heart, all debts come due. Every oath is a blade, watch how it moves. If you can't hold steady when the city goes dark, you'll never learn to light a fire with a spark. I don't raise my voice to make thunder sound. I let the hush shake walls from the underground. In a room full of kings, I straighten my gown, and every crown remembers who taught it to bow. I don't chase a throne, I just sit one down. The room signs the papers when I look around. No saint, no sinner, just a promise I found. Power speaks in smoke, and the smoke holds the crown. I've seen men drown with a coin in their mouth, swallowed by the river they wanted to drought. Heard prayers get pawned for a bottle and a lie. Watched angels fold wings when the price got high. But me, I learned patience from a trigger that never had to pull. A lesson in restraint from a cup never full. The devil rents rooms on the 7th floor. I sell them quiet and I lock the door. There's a woman with eyes like a witness stand. She reads my past like a smudge on her hand. Says, baby, what breaks you makes the band. I kiss her pulse and I let time land. Street lights blink like a Morse code plea, but mercy's a ledger with a limited C. I don't forgive quick, I forgive once. Write it in ink where the paper won't flinch. If loyalty's a chain, I'm the link they trust. If betrayal's a wind, I'm the weight in the dust. Cold hands, warm heart, keep you breathing slow. Make the room come closer while you barely move. If you can't make silence, do what you choose. You'll never teach thunder how to sing the blues. I don't raise my voice to make thunder sound. I let the hush shake walls from the underground. In a room full of kings, I straighten my gown, and every crown remembers who taught it to bow. I don't chase a throne, I just sit one down. The room signs the papers when I look around. No saint, no sinner,
sinner, just a promise I found. Power speaks in smoke, and the smoke holds a crown. Keys in a pocket, ghosts in a hall, names etched faint on the ledger's crawl. I own what I carry, and I carry very light, just a blade made of patience and a map of the night. Man with loud hands crave a riot's cheer. I buy the silence, and I seldom fear. My enemies write letters with invisible ink. By morning they discover what I made them think. I never run, roads run to me. I never beg, doors beg to be free. The piano tells the truth in a minor prayer, while the trumpet signs a treaty with the air. I'm not looking for heaven in a sinner's town. I'm building cathedrals where the lights go down. I tie to the moment, not to the crowd. And the angels, if they listen, keep their heads bowed. Cold hands, warm heart, count to 4. Let the bass be a judge and the snare be the law. If the night is a jury and the dawn is a door, you leave with the verdict that you came here for. I don't raise my voice to make thunder sound. I let the hush shake walls from the underground. In a room full of kings, I straighten my gown, and every crown remembers who taught it to bow. I don't chase a throne, I just sit one down. The room signs the papers when I look around. No saint, no sinner, just a promise I found. Power speaks in smoke, and the smoke holds the crown. Door clicks shut, city exhales, slow rain rubs the neon till the letters glow. I leave a tip for the night on a silver tray, spend it on silence. I hear myself say, band fades out, last note settles down. Somewhere on my knees and kisses the dawn. Morning rose, open on a kitchen tile. Steam writes mercy in a cursive smile. I count my breath like coins I sign. When the battles are over, there's nothing left but kind. I kept a ledger made of iron and ash, roll out totals in a soldier sash. I measure men by the weight they threw, built taller walls than truth could chew. But doors don't sing for a fist that pounds, they learn their hands that spare their sounds. I traded thunder for a humbler grind, and found the only wealth I keep is kind. Now small tool weight where anger stood, a cloth, some oil, a plan for good, a quiet bench, a cherry line. What power remains is the power to be kind. Count to 4 with the ribs, not pride. Let breath be the long, clear guide. If memory knocks with a sharpened mind, set down the blade, pick up the kind. There's nothing left but kind. When all the gold goes dim, when neon quits its grind, and brass forgets to hymn, no louder crown to find, no sharper law to sign. When life is finally on the line, there's nothing left but kind. past a stoop with a lopsided rail, two screws shy of a safer tale. A neighbor shrugs, I meant to fix. We trade a laugh for a nail, 6 ticks. No sermon there, no proof to stay, just borrowed time from a quieter age. He says, you saved me, I shake my head. You'll do the same for someone's bread. We write a treaty with a level line, tight grain joint, the edges fine. The street learns patience intertwined with smaller words that choose its kind. Breathe on forward, let strings lean low, let piano leave space where meanings grow. If pride returns, politely blind, open the window, calling kind. There's nothing left but kind. When all the gold goes dim, when neon quits its grind, and brass forgets to hymn. No louder crown to find, no sharper law to sign. When life is finally unaligned, there's nothing left but kind. I wore a suit that made rooms bow, silk like thunder on a clever brow. It held my fears with polished pins, looked like power, felt like sins. I hung it up where ghosts undress, watched it wilt into something less. Denim and linen, learned my spine, taught my shoulders a gentler line. What good is iron without a door? What good is more when you need restore? I stitch my name in a softer bind, a coat that fits the weather of kind. Count to 4 till the heart stands sure. Let quiet be strong and good be pure. If yesterday asked for a stricter fine, offer your hands and call it kind. There's nothing left but kind. When all the gold goes dim, when neon quits its grind, and brass forgets to hymn. No louder crown to find, no sharper law to sign. When life is finally underlined, there's nothing left but kind. Bring me the likes I forced for show, I'll oil them now and let them go. Bring me the names I said too hard, I'll speak them soft in the backyard. Bring me the miles I sprinted thin, I'll walk them back with broader skin. Let's slide guitar band once then rest. Let bass keep time inside the chest. If victory begs for a neon shrine, feed it bread and water it kind. Say less, stand plain, count to 4, remain. A letter waits with the quiet things, about the hinge by the garden planks. I folded twice the simple way, a receipt for time. I chose to stay down at the corner, a widow's stairs, at groceries tall as a public cares. We split the weight across 2 streets, neither hero, just human feet. No choir called, no coin was signed. We reached the door, the rest was kind. She touched my wrist, said, bless your mind. I answered yours, we're both aligned. Hold that fold, let the rim click, pray, let mercy sign the day. If thunder knocks with a blazing mind, show it the same, we're rinsing kind. There's nothing left but kind. When all the gold goes dim, when neon quits its grind, and brass forgets to hymn. No louder crown to find, no sharper law to sign. When life is finally underlined, there's nothing left but kind. I open a drawer of unmailed lines, apologies stitched to winter vines. Some I send with a steady pen, Some I keep for the kitchen's amen. A boy drops coins in a dented jar, saves for a bite like a private star. I add a bill in a folded slide. Don't sign my name, let luck decide. He looks my way and doesn't know. That's the point of certain glow. The brightest lights are undesigned. They warm the room and leave it kind. There's nothing left but kind. When all the gold goes dim, when neon quits its grind, and brass forgets to him, and bright it is dim on the windows line. The church it half forgets to him. How don't it find it a steady sign? When life is finally underlined, that shoeless crying I'll never find. A quiet hill with the grass laid low, telephone wires hung with the seasons know. Boot soles find the truth of ground, piano of crickets, no other sound. I open my palms to whatever's been and feel the old clean way of the wind. I used to fight weather with iron lungs, argue with thunder like it owed me songs, chased every rumor with a sharpened shoe, turned every whisper to something I do. But storms get bored of the boy who shouts, teach him the value of leaving things out. Now I stand smaller and hold more sky, let clouds pass through without asking why. The trees keep counsel with a patient sway, counting to 4 till the rage goes gray. A leaf rides past with a saint's small grin. It knows how to travel the weight of the wind. Breathe on 4, don't force the air. Let your ribs be a rocking chair. If pride wants volume and velvet skin, answer softly, carry the wind. The weight of the wind is light but sure, a tender burden I can endure. It presses and blesses the bones I mend. I bow a little then rise again. No crown, no witness, no oath to spend, just me and the old clean way of the wind. I learned to repair what I used to replace, to sand down anger to a workable grace, file off edges that begged for blood, trade iron for patience and fire for wood. My name used to knock like a bailiff's fist, now it arrives like a morning mist. I keep my promises near the wrist, so when I reach, they won't be missed. A widow sweeps her stoop 2 doors down, hums a hymn that wears no crown. We share a nod that could feed a town, a treaty of ordinary, worn like a gown. The wind signs off with a cedar's pen, rights carry less on the skin of men. Count to 4 while the snare stays thin,
Let the heart say stay and the breath come in. If yesterday asked to be loud again, point to the hill, say listen wind. The weight of the wind is light but sure, a tender burden I can endure. It straightens posture, slows the end, teaches a spine how not to bend. No throne, no trumpet, no staged amen. Just me and the old clean weight of the wind. There's a coat I wore through a furious age, lined with the clatter of a louder stage. I hang it now on a quieter hook. Let fabric remember what rage once took. My hands smell faintly of oiled old keys, doors I can open without making pleas. Not every lock needs force to spin. Some undo easy with the wind. I measure my strength by what I spare, by paths I leave for others to wear. If a bridge needs toll, I'll pay in peace. Offer my silence by release. I'm learning to lose like a patient friend, to give the victory to the wind. Breathe on full, let the drums stay low. Let the strings lean in, then let them go. If fear demands a harsher end, answer with breath, harsher with wind. The weight of the wind is light but sure, a tender burden I can endure. It lifts my anger from under the skin, turns sharp to round turns, lost to kin. No medals pinned, no debts to spin. Just me and the old clean weight of the wind. Bring me the doors I slammed for proof. I'll hinge them soft beneath this roof. Bring me the names I said too fast. I'll speak them slow till the hardness past. Bring me the miles I sprinted thin. I'll walk them back in a steadier skin. Let guitar bend like a reading prayer. Let bass say home on the lower air. If courage is quiet, it sounds like this: a breath held true, a moment kissed. Say less. Stand still. Count to 4. Let it fill. The room leans close like it wants to learn. The bass ticks slow like a measured burn. The lights go low, the noise turns thin. I press my breath and settle in. My watch taps time against my palm. A quiet storm, the weight of calm. The night, she nods, she knows the song. A crown that rests in the weight of calm. That line between steel and silk, where heat runs slow like a warm milk.
No need to shout, no fist to show. I let my presence set the flow. My shoes draw maps on oak and grain. The snare keeps time inside my veins. A city bow without alarm to the measured weight of calm. Cufflinks flash like lightning there, but thunder hides in how I stare. I lift the glass, the room complies. 1,000 doubts grow civilized. I choose my words like polished stones. I lay them down to build their throne. The floorboards hum a private song, a kingdom built on the weight of calm. Ain't no preacher, teacher, steady hand. You learn by losing what you plan. You trade the road for something deep, a pace that moves while others sleep. You let the fire dodge the bomb. You hold it close, you keep it warm. And when the storm expects your harm, you answer with the weight of calm. So pour one for the man who never rush, whose silence makes the loud ones hush. He laughs low, he won't disarm. He rules the night with the weight of calm. It hums like oak, it sways like steel, a patient force the proud can feel. I ain't begging fate or charm, I move the world with the weight of calm. The band sits back to let me breathe. The organ smoke threads through my sleeve. The guitar bends like tempered will, a single note that holds you still. The barmaid nods, she knows this tune. When measured men light up a room, no tempest here, no cheap alarm, just the quiet weight of calm. I learned to fold my anger neat, to iron rage with controlled heat, to close my fist around the wind, to say much less and still content. I count the beats, the drummer highs. I read the eyes the crowd provides. Where others run, I simply song and win by weight of calm. The man in the mirror lifts his chin, says, boy, I see you learn to win. Not by blaze or sharpened tongue, but by the breath you hold in lung. No sword to wave, no flag to claim, just poise and patience in your name. He taps the glass, confirms the charm. You're crowned by weight of calm. She enters slow with silver eyes, a question hid in her disguise. She waits to see if I will chase. I let the stillness take her face. A tilt of glass, a glance of grace. No frantic moves, no crowded space. The bass grows warm, the doubts disarm. She understands the weight of calm. Pour one for the man who reads the tide, who makes the storm itself subside. He hums low, keeps that psalm. He crowns the room with the weight of calm. Raise your glass to iron grace, to silent heat and steady pace. No shout, no bluff, no bomb, just sovereign weight of calm. The groove pulls tight like tailored car. The tempo breathes a sacred oath. Each note holds back just half a breath. A dance with danger, not with death. I set the air in measured harm, a lullaby of a weight of calm. The room leans in, the doubts grow small. They fall beneath the weight of calm. I ain't holy, I ain't tame, I just refuse the frantic game. I bank my sparks in tempered steel. I spin them slow, so fake and kneel. I carry storms in quieter jars. I steer by scars instead of stars. When chaos begs for open palm, I close my hand with the weight of calm. Ain't no choir singing me through just bass and breath and follow through. No trumpet blast, no gilded bomb, just heartbeat under weight of calm. The wise don't race, the strong don't swarm. They tune the night to their reform, and when the noise demands a psalm, I whisper back with the weight of calm. So pour one for the sovereign few whose quiet tells the world what's true. He laughs slow, refuses harm. He moves the dark with a weight of calm. No throne, no flare, no gilded palm, just breath that turns a riot calm. And when I fade, remember balm. I wore the night with weight of calm. Itself to slow, and Tywell Jod and his soul stew. Greg Wesley plays and duded pong, by chits as strongs they're sort of on. But I keep time with a pace of bind. I'll hold the flame, I'll hold the coals. The west of my breath, sing knows the song. A measure way to calm.
Morning leans quiet on the window frame. Dust turns patient in a band of flame. Kettle hums low like a church that knows. Piano tests D, then lets it close. I lift my eyes and lose in ambition to learn again the way the light listens. I used to speak first, loud and soon, chase the dawn like I owned the moon, argued with the walls that had no tongue, wore out words till the words wore none. But years grew soft where the corners were sharp, sand and mercy tuned my heart. Now sunlight waits at the edges of things like a hand on a hinge that never stings. It doesn't judge the cracks it finds, it fills then leaves them kind of lines. It bends around our rough decisions as if it knows the way to listen. Count to 4 with the ribs, not pride. Let breathe be the long, clear guide. If memory knocks with the trumpet's mission, answer with quiet, watch, light, listen. This is the way the light listens. No lecture, only grace. It warms the cup, forgives the chip, still loves a weathered face. No banner, no conditions, no courtroom in the sky, just warmth that learns your story and doesn't ask you why. On the porch boards carry the day's last rain, tiny mirrors of yesterday's pain. A sparrow sips courage from a silver bead, tells the gutter what we need. Across the street a widow lives, a grocery sack with Sunday thrift I'd taken in. The bag grows light, she says it's nothing, I say it's right. The sun steps down the narrow lane, polishes ruts without a name. It hears the tired, the torn, the christened, and shows me more of how light listens. Let strings say mercy, not a late. If pride wants lights and loud decisions, open the door. Let daylight listen. This is the way the light listens. No lecture, only grace. It warms the cup, forgives the chip, still loves a weathered face. No banner, no conditions, no courtroom in the sky. Just warmth that learns your story and doesn't ask you why. In the sink, plates testify, scratches on its edges shine. So bright halos on a working bowl. I rinse the day, receive my roll. The mirror edits what pain would sell, leaves the truth that fits me well. Not a hero, not a sin, just a man who lets light in. I button patience, stitch it slow, wear a shirt the seasons know. Even the stain becomes permission, a map that taught how light can listen. Count to 4 till the heart stands sure. Let quiet be strong and good be pure. If thunder begs for your admission, turn down the dial, let light do listen. This is the way the light listens. No lecture, only grace. It warms the cup, forgives the chip, still loves a weathered face. No banner, no conditions, no courtroom in the sky. Just warmth that learns your story and doesn't ask you why. Bring me the locks I forced for show. I'll oil them now and let them go. Bring me the names I said too hard. I'll speak them soft in the backyard. Bring me the miles I sprinted thin. I'll walk them back with whiter skin. Let slide guitar bend once and rest. Let bass keep time inside the chest. If victory wants a neon christening faded breath, then teach it listening. Say less, stand plain, count to 4, remain. A child chalks planets on the wall, orbits held by simple talk. She names the small one, second chance, gives it room to learn its dance. Her mother laughs and shades her eyes. The street turns gold with fewer lies. And no one calls this miracle, it's just the world when hearts are full. The light kneels down to tie their day, holds the knot then walks away. I see it bow to our conditions, proof and school of how light listens. Hold that 4, let rim click, pray. Let gratitude accrue its way. If history asked for your position, point to the porch, that's where I listen. This is the way the light listens. No lecture, only grace. It warms the cup, forgives the chip, still loves a weathered face. No banner, no conditions, no courtroom in the sky. Just warmth that learns your story and doesn't ask you why.
Bar's been closed an hour, but the ghost wheels keep time. Neon homes, a half-remembered rhyme. I flip my lighter like a priest flips page. Smoke right songs that forgive old wages. Chair knows my weight, glass knows my hand. Night knows every name I used to stand. If I talk, it's to the ash in the ceiling stain. A quiet chord where I plead my pain. I wasn't born mean, I learned the math. What you keep account, what you love you have. A boy with pockets full of dockyard wind. A mother who patched truth thinner than skin. My father spoke little, taught me the step. How to hold a room like it borrowed your air. First deal I cut, the knife was time. I paid in patience, collected in round. I gave the city something it could hold. Shelter in winter, a place to grow. But charity's a mirror that steals your face. And power is a choir you must conduct with grace. The ledger grew thicker than the church book. Every favor a hook, every handshake a look. I kept the streets humming like a baseline valve. Never raised a gun, didn't need it somehow. But mercy wears thin when the crowd needs proof. You start adding thunder to a weathered roof. Tonight I count shadows like I count sins. Every loss a lesson, every bruise a hymn. And breathe slow, let the guilt ride low. Turn the snare to snow. If a man must break, let him break into the one he was and the one he grew. This is my black cigar confession. Smoke on my tongue, truth in compression. If I ever heard what I meant to hold, no, I paid full price in gold. I don't ask heaven for intercession. I sign my name to my transgression. Light the night, let the ashes teach. Some prayers burn better than they preach. There was a girl with eyes like a courtroom dawn. She saw the man I wore and what was gone. Said love's not leather, it doesn't fit tight. I said love is weather, I forecast night. We danced on a floor made of unspent tears. Stepped over rumors like discarded gears. I gave her my watch, she gave me her vow. Time kept moving, we never learned how. A brother in arms took the wrong left turn. Chased a quick fire, forgot the slow burn. I told him you can live on a louder street, but quiet collects what loud can't keep. He didn't listen, I buried my pride. Left a rose on a coat that couldn't decide. I pay my respects with a folded bill to the choir of names that won't sit still. And every night the trumpet asks for rain. I pour whiskey till the past goes sane. Still under the brass and the bar's dim mirror, I see a boy who wanted to be nearer. Breathe slow, let the truth unspool. Turn the mirror cruel. If a king must kneel, let him kneel to time. It forgives in prose, condemns in rhyme. This is my black cigar confession. Smoke on my tongue, truth in compression. If I ever chose war over reach, no, I learned the cost, I preach. I don't ask heaven for intercession. I sign my name to my transgression. Light the night, let the ashes teach. Some prayers burn better than they bleed. The city thinks I sleep with a crown on, but crowns are chairs you sit on alone. I own nothing that can't lead by dawn. Even loyalty walks home on its own. I've forgiven once, what twice would kill. I've held my fire the way saints hold will. I dressed my anger in a dark silk coat, then left it in check room without the note. Men call me boss like the word is safe. They don't see the ledger under my faith. Every deal is a door that takes your name. You leave lighter but you're never the same. I bought quiet at a price too steep to tug the city's heart and sleep. On Sundays I pay the brass to play slow. Let the horns confess what I won't show.
If God is counting, He counts the rest. The measure's where I hit my test. Breathe slow, let the past sit down. Take off your borrowed crown. If a sin must speak, let it speak in tone. A D minor hymn to a borrowed moon. This is my black cigar confession. Smoke on my tongue, truth in compression. If I ever turn kindness thin, oh, I thickened it later under skin. I don't ask heaven for intercession. I sign my name to my transgression. Light the night, let the ashes teach. Some prayers burn better than they preach. This is my black cigar confession. Smoke on my tongue, truth in compression. If I ever broke what I swore to keep, you know I lay awake while the city sleeps. I won't ask heaven for intercession. I sign my name to my transgression. Light the night, let the ashes teach. Some prayers burn better than they preach. And when dawn asks who I've been, I'll answer, the man who learned to begin. Shuts, night exhales, rain walks home along the rails. I leave the key where the board mows, tracking motor phone on nose up. I saw him, but nothing bound. A shove ain't in a silent down. Been a silver shifts, clear this depression. I live with snow, had a thing confession. Low, like a hallway prayer. Brass holds its breath in the chandelier. Snare taps once, an oath on the skin. Upright bass counts everywhere I've been. Men line up like shadows in a pew. Hats in their hands like something they knew. Tonight we tied in a different church, where loyalty pays and the faithful purge. They say allegiance is a velvet chain. Looks like gold, tight like rain. You wear it proud till it bites your throat. You kiss the ring while you sign the note. The room knows names that the city won't speak, where strong men kneel to keep the weak. A look from me says clock's too slow. I lift up my glass, says yes or no. I didn't climb shouting on a borrowed stair. I moved like smoke and made men care. I kept my rage folded, iron thin. Saved it for days when the odds won't spin. But every covenant carries a fee. The part of you can't set free. I ask for loyalty, nothing less, and pay it back in carefulness. Count to 4, keep the blade unseen. Let the hush stay sharp and clean. If a promise has weight, let the bones agree. Every yes costs part of me. This is the price of obedience. Gold on the wrist, ghosts in the vents. You keep your word till your word keeps you, and the bill comes due when the night turns blue. I bless my man with a steady hand. Hold their fear like a wedding steps forward, jaw tight, tight. Eyes like a bridge between wrong and right. Says, boss, I stood where you told me stand. Held my breath, did not raise hand. But my brother fell when I spared a fool. Mercy was warm, the world was cruel. I answer slow, you did what's mine. Obedience first, revenge in line. Your grief is a ledger I sign tonight. You'll have your due when the time turns right. He nods like a bell that refuses to ring. We both swallow iron and call it a thing. I've learned that guidance is a narrow street, where every mile rubs faith on your feet. You carry the men or you let them drown. Either way, the weight is a crown. Count to 4 while the organ moans. Let the snare ride truth on bones. If duty aches like a winter bloom, hold one breath for the silent room. This is the price of obedience. Gold on the wrist, ghosts in the vents. You keep your word till your word keeps you, and the bill comes due when the night turns blue. I bless my men with a steady hand. Hold their fear like a wedding band. We don't buy thunder, we lease the sky. Pay with silence and never ask why. There's a scripture etched on the backroom door. Take orders clean, or don't take more. A choir of jackets hangs and waits, elbows polished by patient fates. She slips from the shadow with chapel eyes. Smells like the truth in a perfect disguise. Says, tell me, king, what your crown can't hide. I say the cost of the faith on my side. Every nod I give is a cut I keep. I send men walking and I lose my sleep. I trade my tenderness coin by coin. Make a rosary out of what I joined. She touches my cup like a chalice rim. Here's the hymn I won't let brim. This power of mercy, she asked the throne. It is if the guilty walk home alone. Horn size low like a priest grown tired. Snare brushes ash from a night rewired. Count to 4, let the verdict land. Steel in the throat, silk in the hand. Count to 4, let the verdict land. Steel in the throat, silk in the hand. If love and duty must collide, let duty walk and love abide. This is the price of obedience. Gold on the wrist, ghost in the vents. You keep your word till your word keeps you, and the bill comes due when the night turns blue. I bless my man with a steady hand. Hold their fear like a wedding band. We don't buy thunder, we lease the sky. Pay with silence. doors breathe wide like they know my name. The floor holds steady, the bass the same. The smoke draws crowns on amber stone. A hush reveals what I have grown. No banners raised, no trumpets blown, just breathing time and bone on bone. In the night she smiles because I've shown you don't have to roar to claim your throne. I walk the length of crowded years, past ashen oaths and cheaper cheers. I learned to trade the spark for coal, to keep the heat and save the soul. I left the race to those who ran. I kept my pulse, refined my plan. Now rooms lean in like carved in stone to hear the reign of the quiet throne. Dropped the need to win on sight. I chose the long, deliberate night. I tuned my breath to slower keys. I let my anger learn to breathe. I filed my pride until it shone. A tool not matched, of flesh to bone. And in that light, the truth was known. The calmest crown is the quiet throne. Ain't no preacher sells his grace. You buy it slow, you learn your pace. You keep your word and sharpen less. You let restraint replace excess. You trust the air you're standing on. You let the storm move through and gone. When noise begs blood from skin and stone, you answer with a quiet throne. So pour one for the man who doesn't chase, whose steady eyes can clear a place. He laughs low, his proof is grown. He rules the night from a quiet throne. It hums like oak, it shines like dawn. A crown you feel though nothing's drawn. I ain't pleading fate or loan. I wear the weight of a quiet throne. The barmaid knows the weather here. She sets the glass and stills the fear. The snare ticks off, the kick says stay. The organ threads a velvet way. Men measure men in restless tones. I let their thunder pass like stones. By the time the talk has flown, they're kneeling to a quiet throne. Speak once, speak true, then let it stand. Keep warm your fire, cool your hand. Treat pride like glass, polished store. Spend less today, hold something more. Forgive, but never lose the chart. Trust patience, scars, not racing hearts. A kingdom's not in steel alone. It's breath that builds a quiet throne. The man in the mirror tips his head, says, son, you found the path instead. It wasn't rage, it wasn't speed. It wasn't hunger dressed as need. It was a way you didn't push, the way you turned a riot hush. No flags, no drums, no iron groan, just presence and a quiet throne. A murmur swells from jealous throats, a tide of sparks on cashiered notes. They bait my edge to brighter leaps. They want the fire that no one keeps. I raise one palm, a fraction slow. The storm forgets which way to go. The bass resumes, the doubt is flown, obedient to the quiet throne. Pour one for the man who reads the waves, who lets the fire remain his slave. He hums low, all battles known. He bends the dark with a quiet throne. Raise your glass to iron grace, to breathe that calms a crowded place. No roar, no blade, no overthrown, just sovereign heat and quiet throne. A single band becomes a door. A room steps through and asks for more. A ribbon, reverb, and baton turns noise to air and fear to bone. I set the groove where faith has grown. No hurry, just just a tempered zone, and in that hush the crown is shown, weightless, like a quiet throne. I just have learned what I'll endure. I let the chase fall off the map. I traded sprint for patient lap. I let the past keep what it owns. I kept the lesson in my bones. I left the world as sharp in tone. I took the peace of a quiet throne. Ain't no choir singing up my name, just bass and breathing gentle flame. No trumpet calls, no gilded loan, just proof that stands when night is blown. You want the key, then stand alone and learn to need no borrowed tone. When questions rise from flesh and stone, you let them bow to the quiet throne. So pour one for the ones who chose to wait, who turned down speed and walked with faith. He laughs low, the work is done. He rules the dusk with a quiet throne. No crown to weigh, no debt to own, just breathe that makes the dark a home. And when I fade, carved into stone, I love the night and a quiet throne. The sandbright kings that sailed the crown, and watch their palaces bound down. I cease my mortal light that we that hold the rim with leathern sheets, and left forgets the ones who know till bleed the fire, sauced and soul.
Rain don't lie, it tells the truth of trust misplaced and wasted youth. The night don't talk, she just observes how love can twist what it deserves. The air feels thick with sweet denial, the kind that hides a knife behind the smile. In the dark she nods, she's seen this trial. She spoke like wine, I drank too fast, believed each word would surely last. Her eyes a mirror, too kind to read, her lips a prayer I didn't heed. Every promise came wrapped in silk, soft as mercy, sharp as guilt. And though she swore to stay a while, there was a knife behind her smile. The truth don't scream, it just appears between two lies and quiet tears. I found her set on a stranger's skin, felt my heartbeat cave within. The bed felt cold though the night was warm. The silence laughed, I lost my style to the knife behind her smile. No preacher preaches this kind of sin. When love cuts deep and bleeds within, you can't confess what's half your blame. You just drink down the taste of shame. The mirror shows what I can't deny. A man too proud to even cry. And though forgiveness walks a mile, it limps behind that smile. So pour one for the fool who believed her eyes, who thought that heaven don't disguise. He laughs slow, he hurts in style, 'cause there's a knife behind the smile. It glows like fate, it feels like sin. Cuts from the heart, not from the skin. I ain't seeking truth or trial, just the knife behind the smile. Watch love turn smoke before I blink. Each word curled soft and turned to ash, like time erasing every flash. Her name still hums when I close my eyes, a ghost that no goodbye denies. And though I've walked 1,000 miles, I still feel the knife behind her smile. I caught my face in the window stare, a broken man pretending care. I lied to friends, said I'd moved on, but pain plays slow, it ain't gone. The blues don't heal, it just refines, turns wounds to rhythm, tears to line. And though I play it cool a while, it bleeds that knife behind her smile. The man in the mirror speaks too plain, says, boy, you fed the fire with blame. He don't sneer, he don't accuse, he just counts the debts I choose. He says she ain't cruel, she's just the truth. You loved her edge, not her proof. And in that hush of self-denial, he points to the knife behind the smile. I saw her once by the riverside. She turned away but didn't hide. Her silence said more than I could bear. Her calm was colder than the air. She smiled soft, then looked away. I swear that grin still cuts today. No mercy left to reconcile, just that knife behind the smile. Pour one for the man who learned too late that love and pain share the same fate. He hums low, he bleeds in style, 'cause there's a knife behind the smile. Raise your glass to the ones who trust, to every heart that turns to dust. No glory left, no trial, just the knife behind the smile.
the truth breathes deep. Every promise I made won't sleep. I strum the wound, I taste the rain, playing her name through every pain. Each note I bend bleeds pure and vile. It sings that knife behind her smile. And when the smoke fills up,
window open to a D minor sky. Curtains slow dance with a faithful sigh. Kettle forgets to sing on time. Room holds still like a patient rhyme. I sit with nothing under my teeth and hear the place where silence learns to breathe. I used to fear the soundless floor, rush my soul through every door, filled the choir with pilot lights, kept alarms to warm my nights. But clocks get tired of saving face, and thunder stumbles out of place. The day I put my armor down, the room exhaled without a sound. A chair said stay, the lamp said live, the sink said wash what you can't forgive. I listened soft to the air beneath, the gentle rise where silence learns to breathe. Count to 4 with the ribs, not pride. Let breathe be the long, clear guide. If memory knocks with a harsher wreath, open the door where silence learns to breathe. Where silence learns to breathe. It isn't empty, it's alive. It keeps a pulse you hardly see. It helps your better names arrive. No neon crown, no crowded creed, just steady light. Where silence learns to breathe. Street hums low like a kindly drum. A moth writes cursive on the sun. The calendar loses all its teeth. Every task finds gentler sheet. I pour the coffee slower now. Let steam translate a quieter vow. A neighbor waves with a mended sleeve, says fence holds better if you leave a little room for wood to swell. I nod, my heart has learned that spell. Give distance space, give sorrow sheath. You'll hear it change when silence learns to breathe. Breathe on forward, let strings lean low. Let piano leave space where meanings grow. If pride returns with a frantic plea, point at the chair, sit down, just be. Where silence learns to breathe. It isn't empty, it's alive. It keeps a pulse you hardly see. It helps your better names arrive. No neon crown, no crowded creed, just steady light. Where silence learns to breathe. I keep a drawer of unmailed lines, apologies stitched to winter vines. Some I send with softer ink, some I shelve so time can think. The mirror does a kinder job, leaves out the blade, keeps in the saw. I set my jaw to rest, not rule. Let mercy take the sharper tool. The house remembers how I've grown, teaches me rooms I thought I owned. They own me back with quiet teeth. They choose the pace where silence learns
count to 4 till the heart stands sure. Let quiet be strong and good be pure. If thunder begs for headline read, turn off the page, let silence breathe. Where silence learns to breathe, it isn't empty, it's alive. It keeps a pulse you hardly see. It helps your better names arrive. No neon crown, no crowded creed, just steady light. Where silence learns to breathe. Bring me the locks I forced for show. I'll lower them now and let them go. Bring me the names I said too hard. I'll speak them soft in the backyard. Bring me the steps I marched in vain. I'll walk them home in evening rain. Let guitar bend once and rest. Let bass keep time inside the chest. If victory wants a brighter sheath, I'll feed it bread where silence breathes. Say less, stand plain, count to 4, remain. A widow waters her porch fern slow, hums a hymn the old bells know. We trade a nod across the street, a treaty sealed without a sheet. No sermon, no heroic claim, just breathe that spells a truer name. The dog lies down between our feet. The day grows soft, the hour sweet. I learned to love the quiet's teeth. How gentle bites teach lungs to breathe. Hold that 4, let the rim click fade. Let mercy harvest what time has made. If history calls with a restless wreath, answer with work and cleaner breath. Where silence learns to breathe, it isn't empty, it's alive. It keeps a pulse you hardly see. It helps your better names arrive. No neon crown, no crowded creed, just steady light. Where silence learns to breathe. Night puts amber on the kitchen tile. Kettle takes its time a while. I close the drawer of unmailed pleas, light one lamp and rinse the keys. Ledger shuts with 2 small signs, carried together and left room for minds. No trumpet needs to bless this wreath. It's holy work where silence learns to breathe. I dim the house to a single line, a narrow goal that reads be kind. I guess I found the man beneath, the one who heard his silence breathe. Where silence learns to breathe. D minor dawn on a window pane. Kettle speaks low like a patient vein. Dust writes mercy where morning grew. I touch the sill, the light, the brew, and breathe it in like something new. When all that's left of me is quiet, all that remains is true. I kept a ledger etched in bone, names like rivers, debts like stone. I weighed my days on iron scales, told the night my storm-born tales. But metal rust and thunder tires, water beats the tallest spires. What's left behind when the brag is through? A chair, a lamp, a faithful screw, a hinge that sings a house to you. Not much to crown, just much to do. I learned to bless the small of you. When I am done with proving, all that remains is true. Count to 4 with ribs, not pride. Let breathe be the long, clear guide. If memory wants a brighter dew, pour a tea and let it cool. The truth is patient, simple blue. And all that remains is true.
No crown,
no stage, no debt to suit.
just bread
And light and work you do. A name that fits a soul that grew. The thunder falls, the day comes through.
I set my hands to honest you.
I am the quiet proof I knew. When all that remains is true. I hung the suit that wore my fear, watched the velvet disappear. Silk can't hold a bending heart, gold can't keep a home from part. I traded heat for humble flame, lost some glory, found a name. I fixed a gate, I fixed my pace, I left a seat at every place. The letters I never found, the time arrived in chores and cleaner lines. A widow smiled the way grief does, half assault and half a trust. The street said thanks, the hinges too. In oiled metal, truth came through. Breathe on 4, let strings lean low, let piano leave space where meanings grow. If pride returns to argue blue, point to the door, it swings like new. And all that remains is true.
No crown,
No stage, no debt to suit.
just bread
And light and work you do. A name that fits a soul that grew. The thunder falls, the day comes through.
I set my hands to honest you.
I am the quiet proof I knew. When all that remains is true. I kept a drawer of unmailed lines, apologies stitched to winter vines. Some I sent, the rest I wore inside the coat that learned me more. The mirror edits what shame would sell, leaves the face that fits me well. Not a savior, not a saint, just a man who learned restraint. I count the rooms that made me new, the sink, the porch, the wooden pew of any chair that held me through. Forgiveness built in grain and glue, no witness needed, nothing due. I breathe, I live, and call it true. Hold that 4 till the heart stands sure. Let quiet be strong and good be pure. If thunder begs for one more cue, smile once kindly, you're almost through. And all that remains is true.
No crown,
No stage, no debt to suit.
just bread
And light and work you do. A name that fits a soul that grew. The thunder falls, the day comes through.
I set my hands to honest you.
I am the quiet proof I knew. When all that remains is true. Bring me the locks I forced for show, I'll oil them now and let them go. Bring me the names I held too tight, I'll speak them soft and make them right. Bring me the miles I sprinted thin, I'll walk them back with broader skin. Let slide guitar bend once thin, rest, let bass keep time inside the chest. If victory wants a neon view, feed it supper salt and two. If power asks what it should do, make room at tables, keep love true. Say less, stand plain, count to 4, remain. A child chalks planets on a walk, orbits held by patient talk. She names the small one second try, gives it time to learn the sky. Her mother laughs, the light agrees, folds a ribbon on on the trees across the lane. A neighbor calls, fences holding thanks to all. I wave and carry bread inside. Let ordinary be my guide. The room receives my working shoes. Floorboards hum their honest news. The house exhales a humble cue. When life is this, the world is true. Count to 4 with a longer trust. Let brass breathe warm above the dust. If history asks what's due from you, answer chairs and time and true. When all that remains is true.
No crown,
No stage, no debt to sue.
Just bread
And light and work you do. A name that fits a soul that grew. The thunder falls, the day comes through.
I set my hands to honest use.
I am the quiet proof I knew. When all that remains is true.
When all that remains is true.
no crown,
No stage, no debt to sue.
Right and wide and work you do. Names these are with guess so that I
Morning, morning sits warm on a faithful chair. Piano breath rise easier. Cup in my hand, a scar on the rim. I toast the burdens that taught me to swim. Not every way was an enemy. Some held me up, some loved me. I used to curse the stone I hauled, swore at the sky like the blame it called. Held my jaw like a rusted clamp, burned my name into every lamp. Then one long winter showed me slow how steady shoulders make rivers grow. I learned to breathe beneath the load, count my steps, repair the road. A boy with fury, a man with hands. I traded thunder for honest plans. The spine I earned from agony became the weight that loved me. Count to 4 with ribs not raised. Let breathe uncreates the pain. If yesterday begs for injury, say thank you, stone, you carried me. This is the weight that loved me. It pressed me down to rise. It taught my knees the country, put daylight in my eyes. No crown could do what burden did. No speech can name this sea. I found a stronger mercy in the weight that loved me. The door once stuck where my temper lived. I pushed and kicked what an inch forgives. Later I learned the drop of oil, the gentle truth that saves the soil. I held a friend through his midnight ache. Let grief speak floods until it broke. We didn't dam it with clever talk. We kept the lamps and took the walk. Some weights are names you refuse to drop, a vow you keep at the quiet shop. Hold steady here, make bread, pour tea. Let ordinary carry me. Breathe on, fall, let strain lean low. Let piano leave space where meanings grow. If pride returns like a debtor's plea, tell it kind
kindness carried me. This is the weight that loved me. It pressed me down to rise. It taught my knees the country, put daylight in my eyes. No crown could do what burden did. No speech could name this sea. I found a stronger mercy in the weight that loved me. I wore a suit that cost me sleep. Silk on the surface, the lining cheap. It taught me how a shine can lie, how fabric's strange when rooms run dry. I hung it up beside my rage, watched both grow small with age. Now denim true than linen calm, hold me closer than any song. The bills are paid, the debts I owe, the promises I hauled like road. Didn't drown, they discipled me, cut keys to doors I couldn't see. Count to 4 till the heart stands sure. Let quiet be strong and good be pure. If memory asks who set me free, say, bird and tune the key. This is the weight that loved me. It pressed me down to rise. It taught my knees the country, put daylight in my eyes. No crown could do what burden did. No speech could name this sea. I found a stronger mercy in the weight that loved me. Bring me the stones I threw at night. I'll build a heart that keeps us light. Bring me the names I lifted wrong. I'll sing them slow inside this song. Bring me the locks I forced for show. I'll lower them now and let them go. Let slide guitar bend once then rest. Let bass keep time inside the chest. If victory wants a neon claim, feed it bread and call it plain. If power asks what love can be, a weight you share, not just a key. Say less, stand true. Count to 4, come through. I met a widow on Market Street, carried her bags through summer heat. She didn't cry, she didn't preach, just split the load in equal reach. We walked 3 blocks like a small parade, a chorus built of what hands laid. She said, I thought I'd break in two. I said, not now, look, me and you. I learned that love is not a blaze, it's cooler light on longer days. The heaviest kindness quietly becomes a weight that loves me. Hold that 4, let the rim click, pray, let mercy sign the day. If thunder begs for history, let burdens write the victory. This is the weight that loves me. It pressed me down to rise. It taught my knees the country, put daylight in my eyes. No crown could do what burden did. No speech could name the sea. I found a stronger mercy in the weight that loves me. But now I walk slow on the neighborhood line. Porch lamps hum. The room forgets to breathe a while. The bays walk slow in measured style. The lights hang low like patient eyes. A straightened truth removes the skies. A match goes out but leaves its heat. The snare taps vows beneath my feet.
In the night she nods without defiance. She knows a king built out of silence. I laid my bricks on quiet ground, where thunder fades and nerves unbound. No shouting crown, no borrowed praise, just steady hands through weaker days. I learned to make the chaos stop, to build a roof that will not fall. When storms arrive with cheap reliance, I answer with a house of silence. I took the road that bends through rain, let patience clean the bitter stain. I spent my pride in smaller coins and fixed my spine in broken joints. The mirror bowed, the rage withdrew, and in its place the iron grew. I learned to tune the world's appliance by holding time in quiet science. Ain't no preacher teach this art. You learn it losing half your heart. You let the hunger slow it spin. You lock the door and breathe within. Shape the flame, you choose its height. You keep it fed but out of sight. And when the noise demands compliance, you answer with your built-in silence. So pour one for the man who never boasts, who save their words for when they're most. He laughs low, unmoved by violence. He wears his power built from silence. It hums like oak, it shines like stone, a sovereign calm that stands alone. I ain't begging fate for guidance. I move the night with forged out silence. Barmaid knows when storms walk in. She sees the swagger, hears the din. She sets my glass, the room takes note. A hush slides under every throat. The organ breathes a velvet chord. The kick keeps time with no reward. A single nod, a small compliance. The whole place turns on quiet science. I keep my laws in leather bound. No gilded edges, plain and sound. Hold back your heat, conserve your fire. Let once be tested by desire. Speak once, speak true, then let it stand. Correct your course with open hand, and never trade your soul for pens. You're worth the price of your own silence. The man in the mirror taps the frame, says, boy, you finally learned your name. It ain't the roar that gets it done, it's staying still till battle's won. No blade to wave, no stage defense, just presence, weight, and consequence. He points and smiles a mild alliance. Your
crown is carved from patient silence. Oh. Mama climbs from jealous chest, a petty tide that swells and crests. They bait the spark, they prime the fuse. They hope I'll light what they can't use. I raise my hand an inch or two. The wave forgets what it should do. The snare resumes, the bass finds guidance, obedient to measured silence. Pour one for the man who reads the sign, who slows the storm with steady lines. He hums low, declines the violence. He bends the dark with built-in silence. Raise your glass to iron grace, to eyes that calm a crowded place. No throne, no roar, no license, just sovereign heat and crafty silence. Becomes a beam, a pillar set in midnight scene. The room suspends its restless weight. The breath of doubt learns how to wait. The groove lays bricks to D minor dawn inside a quiet frame. Steam writes cursive on the window pane. Chair takes breath, floor keeps time. Kettle hums a single line. I touch the knob, the breath's the same. Even if I go, the room still knows my name. I left my thunder on the porch swing rail, hung up proof like a retired tale. Kept only tools that mend and stay, an oiled hinge, a lighter day. There's sawdust in the afternoon, a stray blue nail like a small old moon. Every corner keeps the gentler aim to hold a man and not his fame. I've spoken softer than I came, and when I leave, the room will say my name. Count to 4 with the ribs, not pride. Let breath be the long, clear guide. If memory knocks like a neon flame, smile once and let the room say your name. The room still knows my name in wood and light and grain. It keeps my weight without a stain. It sings me home through ordinary rain. No trumpet needs to frame the lesson or the flame. I could be gone, but here remains a room that knows my name. not with words, but cups I made. Porcelain patience, soap and dawn, rinsing the iron from what I'd worn. The table bears a kind of scar where bread was split and peace set down. A letter folded near the jar, your hinge holds well, we keep it sound. The clock leans back, decides to stay. Time walks barefoot through the day. I stand more still than when I came, and hear the room repeat my name. Breathe on, fall, let strings lean low. Let piano leave space where meanings grow. If pride returns for a final game, pour tea, let the room say your name. The room still knows my name, in wood and light and grain. It keeps my weight without a stain. It sings me home through ordinary rain. No trumpet needs to frame the lesson or the flame. I could be gone, but here remains a room that knows my name. A coat on the hook with a quiet wrist, lined with apologies I almost missed. I pull it close, it warms the bone. A map to places I've outgrown. I listen for the houses I've repaired, porches breathing, hinges spared, chairs that learned a softer ground, doors that open, voices round. The neighborhood hums a gentle claim. We recognize each other's names. But if I drift beyond this street, the floorboards keep my measured feet. Count to 4 till the heart stands sure. Let quiet be strong and good be pure. If thunder begs for brighter blame, turn down the lamp, let the room speak your name. The room still knows my name, in wood and grain. It keeps my way without a stain. It sings me home through ordinary rain. No trumpet needs to frame the lesson or the flame. I could be gone, but here remains a room that knows my name. Bring me the locks I force for show. I'll oil them now and let them go. Bring me the names I said too hard, I'll say them soft in the backyard. Bring me the miles I sprinted thin, I'll walk them back with broader skin. Let guitar bend once then rest, let bass keep time inside the chest. If victory wants one last acclaim, point at the chair that knows my name. Say let's stand plain. Count to 4, remain. A widow's thank you on the sill, 3 words steady as a hill. Fence still stands, that's all she wrote, enough to keep a man afloat. 2 kids outside rehearse their breaks, hockey stars and second takes. Their mother laughs, the streets agree. Their some go on and peace sustain. House no harm, some no clean. What was the gun this spring? Cool with me. Vienna rolls Steve of the closure fire, strains my rose and where to find. Hand it'll land, let the room say your name. The room still knows my name in wood and light and grain. It keeps my way without a stain. It sings me home through ordinary rain. The tree holds his breath like a locked safe door. Rain scrubs footprints off the floor. Neon forgets the names it spelled. Windows keep the secrets they were told to well. Boots land soft, heart beat slow. I pass through the night like I already know. If justice came, it came without poise. No witness, no echo, no noise. I learned to move like a rumor behaves. There for a second, then nothing but waves. A hand on a knob, not a fist on a gate. I buy my time and I sell men fate. Knuckles stay clean in a city of chalk. I ride in steps, not in talk. Shadows salute when the orders need. Law arranged on a silent street. There's a science to mercy, a price to prove. A way to fix leaks in a weathered roof. You plan like rain, you hit like dust. Leave nothing but the sand of trust. No one sees the math I use, just exits opening where I choose. If thunder has to be employed, I send it home. No witness, no noise. Count to four with a borrowed breath. Fold your rage, let it rest. If truth must walk, let truth avoid the crowded steps of noise. No witness, no noise, just the law of the room. A slow-moving verdict that never blooms. If crowns need thunder to keep their poise, they were never crowns, just noise. I sign with a nod, erase with a choice. The city learns, no witness, no noise. A door swings once, the hinge says less. A coat collects the dust it bless. Two men argue on a sheet of glass. By morning the argument doesn't pass. Not death, not fire, just the end of a thread. A knot undone with fear once bled. I don't chase blood, I chase the source. Turn rivers by an inch of force. This isn't vengeance, it's maintenance paid. The difference between a cut and a blade. A saint would pray, a coward flees. I count to four and set men free. From the dead they earn, the lies they deploy. I cancel the volume, no witness, no noise. Breathe in, let the floorboards hold. Let brass keep quiet, the snare grow old. If guilt is heavy, I'll make it a point. Balanced by absence of noise. No witness, no noise, just the law of the room. A slow-moving verdict that never blooms. If crowns need thunder to keep their poise, they were never crowns, just noise. I sign with a nod, erase with a choice. The city learns, no witness, no noise. She meets me under a sleeping sign. Eyes like a ledger crossing a line. Tell me she whispers with silence buys. Tomorrow I answer without alibis. She touches my sleeve like a lie I can't. Finds only patience finally where. I show her a map with streets turned thin. Paths I've cleared for boys to begin.
She says, does mercy leave a stain? I say, not if you teach it rain. I don't stack bodies, I empty the room. I lay down outcomes that don't need a tune. When danger begs for a louder voice, I close the ledger. No witness, no noise. Hold the breath, let the hour decide. Stand where the lesser kings divide. If power's real, it never employs the brittle crutch of noise. No witness, no noise, just the law of the room. A slow-moving verdict that never blooms. If crowns need thunder to keep their poise, they were never crowns, just noise. I sign with a nod, erase with a choice. The city learns, no witness, no noise. Bring me the locks that break without sound. Bring me the dead that never was found. Bring me the blade that cuts like air, leaves no tear and leaves no tear. Bring me the rumor with missing feet. Watch it fail to cross this street. If justice must sing, let it hum instead. A single note in a careful head. I turn the key where the night employs a simple rule. No witness, no noise. Walk, don't swear. Fix, don't flare. Count to 4. Close the door. Arrival's grin left fingerprints thin on the glass of a promise I kept within. I didn't answer with a televised noon. I moved the moon and let him swoon. Gave him a job that warrior's pride. Let it shrink till truth could rise. Sometimes victory looks like less. A quieter street, a smaller mess. The city sleeps when the math is right. Crime gets tired of losing its sight. I never say done, I never rejoice. I breathe a just. No witness, no noise. Hush the brass, let the strings abstain. Hold the snare like a patient vein. If order needs a steady voice, it speaks as lack of noise. No. Mailbox creaks like an altar hinge. Dawn writes silver on the garden fringe. Boots on gravel, count to 4. Breath comes easy like a settled score. I touch the gate and let it remain. There's quiet living under my name. I spent years teaching thunder to kneel. Forged my calm into working steel. Signed a city with a smaller pen. Paid old debts and paid again. I don't need statues or a louder street. I build my echo where strangers meet. And doors held open and burdens split. In choosing repair when rage would fit. A man can vanish and still be true. I stitch my shadow to what I do. Let noise go hunt for a brighter flame. I'll keep the silence under my name. Count to 4 with the ribs, not pride. Let the breath be the longer guide. If history shouts like a borrowed claim, answer with hush beneath your name.
There's a silence under my name, not empty, not afraid of blame. It holds my weight like a wooden frame. It knows my work and says the same. No trumpets needed, no crowded fame. I live in the silence under my name. I've seen loud crowns rust on cue, gold turn green by the things they do. I've watched bright parades forget the street, leave nothing but paper and hollow feet. The widow next door waters her fern, hums a hymn that refuses to burn. I fix her gate and I don't charge time. We trade two nods, both are worth a dime. Across the way a kid learns breaks, counts his courage on smaller stakes. I cheer by not becoming stage. Let room be room for a younger age. If legacy's breath and not a flame, let it be the silence under my name. Breathe on forward till the bass says stay. Let the snare brush sweep delay. If pride returns with a painted claim, let stillness sign beneath your name. There's a silence under my name, not empty, not afraid of blame. It holds my weight like a wooden frame. It knows my work and says the same. No trumpets needed, no crowded fame. I live in the silence under my name. I keep a drawer of unmailed lines, letters to bridges and fault lines. Thank yous I owe to forgotten rain, apologies folded without a stain. Some I'll send and some I'll sow in gardens only the patient know. I prune my anger like winter vines, leave what fruits, cut back the signs. There's a mercy in tasks that don't get seen, a hinge that won't squeal, a floor kept clean. You won't applaud it, you'll simply trust. It's how I learned to polish dust. When heaven audits the quiet game, it checks the silence under my name. Hold that four, let the strings lean low. Let piano say what words won't show. If yesterday begs to be the frame, hang it on silence, sign your name. There's a silence under my name, not empty, not afraid of blame. It keeps the roof through wind and rain. It turns sharp loss into useful grain. No victory speech, no point in flame. Just work and breathe beneath my name. Bring me the lights I turned down low, so others could stand in a kind of glow. Bring me the times I walked away and left room open for their say. Bring me the locks I learned oil, the tempers cooled by patient toil. If legacy's true, it's not a crown. It's chairs set close when the tires sit down. Let guitar bend like a vow kept plain. Let trumpet rest like a forgiven pain. If I'm remembered, let it remain as the space I made, and not my name. Say less, hold fast, count four, let pass. I walk past the shop with a humble glass, where watch hands learn how minutes pass. The owner nods in that language of few, everything working, working and true. A bus exhales, a school bell sings, the morning ties its ordinary strings. This is the choir I choose to lead, by keeping time for simpler need. A rumor tries to borrow my face. I give it no stage, I give it no place. Peace requires a quiet spine, a yes that's small, a faithful line. Write it in sawdust, stinking rain. I hold the silence under my name. Count to 4 with a softer hand. Let the beat arrive like land. If glory knocks in a borrowed frame, offer tea, then keep your name. There's a silence under my name, not empty, not afraid of blame. It keeps the tools that build my aim. It stores the grain when fields go lame. No bright parade, no gilded claim. I live in the silence under my name. There's a silence under my name, not empty, not afraid of blame. It cradles love without a frame. It guards the weak without a claim.
The bass hums low beneath her name.
The kind of heat you can't contain. Her perfume burns through cigarettes and with silk, and she's aware. The lights go soft, the air turns thin. She moves and the world gives in. The night she breathes, she pulls me in, whispering velvet sin. Her hands talk slow, they never plead. They draw the lines I swore I'd free. Her lips taste like a final prayer, half redemption, half despair. Each breath she steals feels like reward, each silence sharper than a sword. The blues hum low beneath her skin. I'm trapped in velvet sin. She don't speak, she just commands, a quiet queen with trembling hands. The candle melts, the bass drops slow. Every beat says what we both know. I ain't holy, but I play pretend. Her eyes don't judge, they just transcend. Every move she makes drags me in, deeper into velvet sin. No preacher saves the lustful kind. No law restrains the storm in mine. The night forgives what dawn exposes. In heat the devil wears roses. I feel her pulse beneath the skin. The light is gone, I cave within. And in that sound, that trembling grin, I drown in velvet sin. So pour one for the fools like me, who chase what they ain't meant to see. She hums my name through bass and gin. Yeah, that's velvet sin. It moves like smoke, it breathes like flame. Every sigh repeats a name. I ain't fighting, I give in to that velvet sin. The sheets don't lie, they memorize the rhythm born in whispered sighs. A shadow dances across the wall, a hymn of lust, the night's last call. Each note I play, she turns to hate. Each pause a promise I can't fake. And though I burn, I grin within, lost inside her velvet sin.
She said you're calm, but you still crave peace. Don't feel what chaos gave. I laughed slow, said you're not wrong, then kissed the truth we'd built so long. The baseline throbbed, the air grew tight. Our sins turned gold beneath that light. If heaven calls, I won't begin. I'm staying in velvet sin.
The man in the mirror looks amused. He knows the rules I just refused. He says you traded grace for skin. I said yeah, but I'd trade again. No guilt, no plea, no disguise. Just truth behind these tired eyes. And in the smoke she breathes again. That velvet sin. The bass still moves beneath the shame. The groove don't end, it hums her name. I try to fight, but lust's too kind. It holds my throat, rewrites my mind. A kiss tastes like another life. With guilt's a lover, not a knife. I know I'm lost, but I don't resent this velvet sin. Pour one for the man who burned too slow, who found his peace where sinners go. He hums low and smoking gin. Yeah, that's velvet sin. Raise your glass to the hearts that fall, to those who feel through it all. No heaven waits, no discipline, just velvet sin. The moon on the morning breeze amused. He knows the rules I just refused. He says you traded grace for skin. I said yeah, but I'd trade again. No guilt, no plea, no disguise. Just truth behind these tired eyes. And in the smoke she breathes again. That velvet sin. The bass still moves beneath the shame. The groove don't end, it hums her name. I try to fight, but love's too kind. It holds my throat, rewrites my mind. Her kiss tastes like another life. With guilt's a lover, not a knife. I know I'm lost, but I don't resent this velvet sin. Pour one for the man who burned too slow, who found his peace where sinners go. He hums low and smoking gin. Yeah, that's velvet sin. Raise your glass to the hearts that fall, to those who feel through it all. No heaven waits, no discipline, just velvet sin. Drums lean soft, the floorboards moan. The sound feels sacred, flesh and bone. Each thump's a pulse, each note's a flame. Each whisper knows the body's name. She laughs, I fade, the lights grow dim. The bass forgives what prayers condemn. And in that sound, that cardinal hymn, we worship velvet sin. I ain't holy, I ain't right, but I'm alive an endless night. She don't promise, she don't stay, she just breathes my... The bass exhales like a sleeping flame. The
Room leans close to hear my name. A silver curl of smoke takes turn. I wet my lips on the gentle burn. The clock keeps time in velvet clicks. The snare suggests the pulse is fixed. And the night she nods, prepared to learn how power moves in a gentle burn. Keep my heat behind the eyes, a quiet truth that never lies. No spark to boast, no torch to wave, just slow fire of the men crave. My shoes write maps across the floor. My breath unlocks a waiting door. The air grows soft, the edges turn. The room is mine by a gentle burn. Her perfume slips along the bar. A comet sent from where we are. I tilt the glass, the bass agrees. The organ hums like summer breeze. No rush to chase, no need to prove. I let the silence make the move. One heartbeat more, the doubts adjourn. She draws to me by a gentle burn. Ain't no preacher teach this art, pace the flame and guard the heart. You bank the coals, you slow the turn. You win the night and how you burn. No sudden flash, no reckless churn. Just patience fed to what you yearn. And when the nerves begin to yearn, you lift the lid of a gentle burn. So pour one for the man who never rushed, who stir the room with breath and hush. He laughs low, lets embers turn. He owns the night by a gentle burn. It hums like silk, it glows like wine. It draws the soul on its own time. I ain't begging fate to learn. I warm the dark with gentle burn. She finds my gaze and holds it light. Not quite a dare, not quite a fight. Her smile arrives the way he does, a slow reveal, the body love. I trace the rim of crystal glass. Let moments breathe and let them pass. Her hand lifts once, our rhythms turn. Talk in code of gentle burn. I learned to bank the blaze within, to keep the edges smooth and thin, to aim desire like a bow, to make it sing but never show. A whisper here, a measured glance, a shifting weight, a smaller stance, while others flare and then they churn. I hold the line in gentle burn. The man in the mirror tips his head, says, boy, you feed what should be fed. You don't ignite what should be earned. You let the lesson come unspurned. No fury trick, no brittle turn, just proof in how the embers burn. He taps the glass, the truth returns. Control his heat, the body learns. The band sinks low to clear the lane. The snare's a whisper on the grain. Kick her hard beneath the floor, invites the soul to want for more. A slide guitar like satin thread, stitches hush to what I said. The light goes warm, the corners churn, they lean toward the gentle burn. Pour one for the man who knows his heat, who keeps it close and makes it sweet. He hums low, lets embers turn. He rules the room by a gentle burn. Raise your glass to the patient flame, to steady hands that never claim. No violence
becomes a vow, a soft come here without a sound. The rhythm opens like a door, the heat invites, not shouts for more. A hush collects on every face, desire guided, set in place. The groove unbuttons line by line, the burn grows gentle by design. I ain't holy, I ain't tame, I simply mastered how to aim. I let the wanting find its shape, I keep the blaze inside the drape. I know the cost of fire's wild, they leave the heart a wayward child. But here I stand where lessons turn to power, fed by gentle burn. Ain't no choir singing up my name, just bass and breath and careful flame. No trumpet flare, no sudden turn, just velvet room and embers firm. The wise let hunger bloom in peace, they slow the hand, release, release. And when the nerves begin to learn, they circle round the gentle burn. So pour one for the sovereign few, whose quiet heat makes old things new. He laughs slow, lets moments turn. He wears a crown of gentle burn, no throne, no blade, no fevered yearn. Just breathe in time and earn return. And when I fade, remember, learn. The night is won by gentle burn. I've seen wild flames consume the room and leave behind a colder gloom. I've watched men chase the spark too hard and burn their hands on their own guard. But I keep heat that doesn't scar, a warmer truth that doesn't spark. Stå vid my brace, leva hashen tär. Door side, once like a kind old friend. Bed so clean, forgets where you've been. Piano in the hallway counts to 4. Dust floats holy through a patient door. You put down the keys and the day loosens too. There are rooms in this house that forgive you. The kitchen knows the storms you wore. Kettle translates them into something more. Time remembers your heaviest shoes, still offers light where you tend to bruise. The window keeps your name like steam, wipes it softly when you need clean. You don't need thunder to prove you came. The fridge light whispers your true name. You sit with bread with ordinary grace, a chair that takes the weight you face. You learn your breath, the slower view. There were rooms in this house to forgive you. Count to 4 with the ribs, not pride. Let the lamp be the gentler guide. If yesterday knocks like a debt come due, let the floorboards answer. We know you. This room forgive you. Walls of mercy, doors of light. Chairs receive you, hands grow right. No choir, no crown, no proof to do, just quiet truth. These rooms forgive you. These rooms forgive you. The sink keeps secrets you confess to soap. Rinses the iron out of rope. A towel folds open like a small new prayer. Says you are allowed to leave it there. enough for the better part of you. You hang your coat on a faithful hook. It doesn't ask which road you took. You learn to bless what you once outdrew. There are rooms in this house that forgive you. Breathe on forward till the strings lean low. Let piano leave spaces where meanings grow. If pride returns with a sharpened cue, open a window, let mercy through. These rooms
Forgive you.
walls of mercy, doors of light. Chairs receive you, hands grow right. No choir, no crown, no proof to do, just quiet truth. These rooms forgive you. These rooms forgive you. In the study, silence keeps the pen. Pages waiting like patient friends. You write one letter you'll never send, fold it in peace and let it mend. The bookshelf holds what time made wise, stories that teach a gentler size. Clock ticks off like a second chance, turning regret into usable plans. You are the hinge on the door you hurt. Sweep the footprints of a harsher word, a softer craft, a steadier glue. There are rooms in this house that forgive you. Count to 4 till the heart stands true. Let breathe arrive like morning dew. If memory begs for a brighter view, turn on the lamp and leave it to you. These rooms forgive you. Walls of mercy, doors of light. Chairs receive you, hands grow right. No choir, no crown, no proof to do, just quiet truth. These rooms forgive you. These rooms forgive you.
Bring me the locks I forced for show. I'll lower them now and let them go. Bring me the names I said too hard. I'll speak them soft in the backyard. Bring me the miles I sprinted thin. I'll walk them back with broader skin. Let guitar bend once and rest. Let bass keep time inside the chest. If victory needs a neon view, feed it supper, wash a few. Say let's stand plain. Count to 4. Remain. Bedroom air wears linen calm. Curtains murmur like a song. You place your anger on the chair. Wake to find there's less to wear. The roof doesn't promise drought or sun. It simply holds while seasons run. What's lost returns in humbler hue. What stayed grows green and honest too. You learn to keep the small things fed. Water the plant, unmake the dread. A lamp, a book, a view made new. There are rooms in this house that forgive you. Breathe on forward, let the rim click stay. A heartbeat and a quieter day. If shame arrives in a louder blue, lay out a blanket, let it through. These rooms forgive you. Walls of mercy, doors of light. Chairs receive you, hands grow right. No choir, no crown, no proof to do, just quiet truth. These rooms forgive you. These rooms forgive you. Yeah, yeah. You call a friend you should've called. Say what you meant and spare the gold. The hallway smiles at the way you learn to keep some bridges built to return. A neighbor knock, the fence won't stay. You bring your tools and half the day. Two measured hands, one humble clue.
velvet on the barrel, lipstick on the rim. Glass makes a halo where the lower lights dim. Laughter in the doorway fades like a bride. A hush signs papers that a shout can't write. I don't hurry destiny, I make it arrive. Slow as a serpent that knows it's alive. Snap of a match, river of smoke. Every oath in the room remembers how I spoke. If temptation is a weapon, I call it mine. Honey on the edge with an iron spine. She stepped like a verdict, gold at her throat. A comma in the sentence only kings can quote. I said danger, mouth said prove. Hip like a metronome telling the groove. She drew a heart in the fog of my glass, then smudged it clean with the back of her laugh. Baby, she said, what buys your calm? Time, I said, and the feel of my palm. I count by silences, tax them like rain, stack them like bills in a patient man's brain. The piano confessed in D minor size, while the horn bargained daylight from night's disguise. She touched the cufflinks, silver and cold, found her reflection in the story I told. Don't reach for my pulse if you don't know the deal. I'm soft to the touch, but the softness is steel. Her smile drew blood without leaving a mark. I signed with a nod and she lit the dark. If desire is a ledger, here's a figure. Every sweet nothing is a velvet trigger. Breathe slow, let the room lean in. Sugar on a tongue, gun under the grin. Call it love, call it ransom, call it art. Every gentle touch is a blade with a heart. I keep my thunder hidden in a velvet case. Let temptation talk while I save my face. If the night wants proof, I'll pour it down bigger. Pulling fate with one finger on a velvet trigger. No rush, no roar, just a sovereign sway. A kiss like a contract that won't decay. If power needs sugar to make man shiver, I sweeten the barrel of the velvet trigger. Backroom choir hums through the vents. Brass like incense, sins like sense. The dealer blinked twice, the waiter looked away. Somewhere a rumor forgot what to say. She traced the map of the scars I don't show. Named every street by the secrets I know. Where does it hurt? She asked with a grin. In the places I win, I said and win again. A perfume wrote scripture on the leather banquet. A gospel of wages I don't regret. I've learned to forgive what I never allowed. I've learned to be quiet when quiet is loud. She put her hand where a holster might be. Found only patience and keys to the sea. Is it love or a lesson? She breathed near my ear. It's whatever survives after smoke and fear. The band bent notes till the ceiling curved. In time like a valet waited and served. If mercy is a currency, I'm a careful giver. I tip the night with my velvet trigger. I learned restraint from a loaded dawn. From a door I could open but chose to yawn. From a rival who guessed and a friend who knew that patience is cheaper than cleaning the room. The city keeps secrets in the teeth of the rain and writes their initials on subway stains. She asked for a truth I never recite, so I gave her a silence tuned just right. Promise me something you can't rescind. Alright, I said, I won't pretend. If a crown must weigh, I'll let it weigh. If a love must cost, I'll gladly pay. Her laugh walked barefoot across my nerves. Balanced a blade on the curve that curves. Steady now, let the strings draw near. Make the bass confess what the brave won't hear. Paint the silence black, edge it in silver, kiss like a verdict from a velvet trigger. I keep my thunder hidden in a velvet case. Let temptation talk while I save my face. If the night wants proof, I pour it down bigger, pulling fate with one finger on a velvet trigger. No rush, no roar, just a sovereign sway. A kiss like a contract that won't decay. If power needs sugar to make men shiver, I sweeten the bearer, all a velvet trigger. Breathe through the fuse, don't rush the fire. Let restraint be the choir's choir. When the night leans in like a careful giver, sign with a kiss from a velvet trigger. I keep my thunder hidden in a velvet case. Let temptation talk while I save my face. If the night wants proof, I pour it down bigger, pulling fate with one finger on the velvet. No rush, no roar, just a sovereign sway. A kiss like a contract that won't decay. If power needs sugar to make men shiver, I sweeten the bearer of the velvet trigger. Velvet trigger, velvet trigger, velvet trigger, velvet trigger. Lights thin out till they're barely a thread. The door takes a bow like it's paying its debt. I leave 2 bills and a promise to deliver. The manos kono to match quiet lover. Had a tame but he is hung on plans till he had no put up. He just posed up. My velvet trigger. Counter's cold cup gone thin. Steam left early won't come again. Neon blinks like a tired hymn. Door sighs once, then forgives the wind. Sun edges in with a hesitant nod. I drink with ghosts and quiet gods. I used to wake with a siren's plan, chasing a storm like a younger man. Now I count spoons in a vacant bin, silver that learned how to listen within. The clock licks minutes off the wall, a gentle thief who knows it all. I learned to hold what doesn't bruise, to keep one truth and let others lose. The street outside ties up its hair, morning sprayed on an honest stare. I stir the cup though the warmth is gone, habit that believes the dawn. Count to 4 with the ribs, not pride. Let breathe decide what words won't write. If thunder asks for a second shot, tell it, not today, I'm better soft. Cold coffee and quiet guys. Let breathe decide what words won't write. If thunder asks for a second shot, tell it, not today, I'm better soft. Cold coffee and quiet guys. It's breakfast for the scarred and nod. No choir needed, no king's facade, just a chair that holds my flaw. I lift the cup to the day I got, to every fire I chose not. There's a photo curled on the bulletin cork, a younger grin with a rusted fork. He thought the world was a door to force. I taught him hinges in the patient course. I used to love like a smuggled flame, too bright to hold, too quick to name. Now love is water in a steady jar, tastes like distance, drinks like stars. Sparrow pecks at the window's doubt, small brave heart on a crosstown route. It looks like truth without applause, a perfect rule with kinder laws. Breathe on full till the bases stay, let the snare brush sweep away. If yesterday knocks with its louder fraud, serve it cold coffee and quiet gods. Coffee and quiet gods. I eat my peace in smaller odds. With thunder begged, I'm counting sods. Seeds I planted, flaws and clods. I bless the hours the city trods and sip with ghosts and quiet gods. The waitress writes mercy on a receipt line, be well in ink like a slow design. She says my name like she stores the sound, a coin that comes back double round. I tip her truth, not pity's grin, for the night she's paid in noise and sin. We share a nod that could feed a town, a humble yes, it sets cups down. Outside a bus exhales its dread, men board softer than what they said. I used to measure by who knelt fast, now I measure by who lets pass. Count to 4, let the piano wait, one note hanging like a held out gate. If pride returns with a metal rod, bend it back with quiet gods. Cold coffee and quiet gods, sermon and steam that memory loves. No miracle here, no stacked applause, just decent breath and gentler claws. If grace is real, it minds the sods where roots drink deep with quiet gods. Bring me the letters I never sent, bring me the vows I kept in rent, bring me the locks that learned my hand, bring me the miles that didn't demand. Let the guitar bend where courage heals, let the bass speak truths the mouth conceals. If peace is priced in smaller ways, I'll pay in pauses and honest days. Say less, mean more, hold breath, count 4. A man in a booth folds yesterday's news, wrings out the ink for softer views. He nods at me like a weathered oath, we're strangers sworn to the same slow growth. 2 kids trade marbles near the door, biggest planets on a cleaner floor. They share, they argue, then split the sky. Tiny treaties that learn how to try. I taste the bitter that won't turn sweet, a lesson poured where grief and me. Cold coffee's honest, it doesn't pretend, it stays what it is to the very end. Breathe on full, let the window glow, let morning shine where the thin lights go. If rage requests is crimson rods, I answer flat, I'm with the gods. Cold coffee and quiet gods, I lay my wars in uncut sods. No crown to polish, no iron prod, just steady hands and softer odds. If legacy asks for polished nods, I'll point to steam and quiet gods. There's a church across from the grocery store, spills hymns and coupons under the door. A mother counts change with her prayers, brave math, chooses milk and keeps her path. I've bought 1,000 thunderquares, but mercy taught me better maps. Now when a line divides my mind, I draw a bridge and leave it kind. The ghost that used to own my lungs hum a lower, humbler tongues. They're not gone, we've made a truce. They watch me choose what I refuse. Hold that photo, the heart beats clean. Let the string side low like evergreen. If the night returns with brass applause, I pour it down for quiet gods. Cold coffee and quiet gods. Breakfast with the honest squads. Oh. Dawn loosens a knot on the eastern seam. Mist folds slow like a patient dream. Gravel breathes under honest shoes. Water speaks in quiet news. I touch the rail of a weathered shore. The river moves, but it don't rush anymore. I used to chase what the thunder sold, trade young fire for borrowed gold. Ran with a clock clenched in my jaw, bit down on seconds till I cracked the law. Every bridge was a dead run, every street a loaded gun. Now I count by softer signs, bird prints stitched in muddy lines. Steam from a mug that forgives the cold, stories that learn to age, not fold. I wear a coat with fewer wars, let wind edit what time ignores. Count to 4 with the ribs, not pride. Let the breath be the calmer guide. If yesterday bangs like a locked old door, let water answer, not anymore. The river doesn't rush anymore. It carries, it keeps, it sets ashore. It turns sharp stones to a kind of form, teaches a spine how to weather a storm. I lift my hands and I ask no more. I walk beside what I begged before. Call it mercy, call it Lord. The river doesn't rush anymore. I've seen men drown in a thimble of need, argue with blessings, sprint past the seed. I've watched loud hearts hire a crowd to clap for the break, and they wore like a shroud. I've bargained with rage and I've rented regret, paid too much for a faster bet. But patience writes smaller checks that clear at dawn without side effects. A heron stands like a seasoned judge, feeding rumor, mine won't budge. He blinks the noise off both his eyes, signs the minutes and lets them rise. Breathe on 4, let the snare stay faint. Leave the drum for the softer saint. If pride comes limping to settle a score, let the river say, not anymore. The river doesn't rush anymore. It carries, it keeps, it sets ashore. It rounds the edges, the city wall, returns the name to a truer core. I give my hurry to the water's floor. It dissolves like salt I can't restore. Call it wisdom earned in pause. The river doesn't rush anymore. Oh. There's a road that taught me how to bow without losing bow, to stand like fence post, hold a field, firm below and warm to yield. I used to think that peace was weak, till silence answered when I'd speak, till mercy held my shaking hand, till rest rewrote my business plan. Now when a rumor lifts its blade, I change the light, not the parade. The younger me would press and roar, the older me opens one more door. Bring me the miles I tried to sprint, the letters I sealed but never sent. Bring me the locks I broke for show, I'll oil the hinges and learn them slow. Let the guitar bend like willow bone, let the bass say stay, be stone. If time is water and I'm the shore, let love erode what hurt was for. Say less, hold more, count to 4, let it pour. A kid throws sticks where the eddies spin, watches each choice decide its end. Some sink quick, some turn and glide, some find the far bank's patient side. His mother laughs at a stubborn twig, says even the small learn how to dig. I taste the memory on my tongue, the first time failure kept me young. When I stopped forcing every bend, let a smaller victory be my friend. When later wasn't loss or chore, just ripples moving toward the shore. Count to 4 till the fear grows bored. Let quiet be the last strong word. If lightning brags like it owns the floor, I show it water, not anymore. The river doesn't rush anymore. It carries, it keeps, it sets ashore. It rounds the names we used to score, turns sharp to round from push to pour. I give the wheel what water's for, the mood and bait to memory score. Like it a river, we it war. The river doesn't rush anymore. Say less, hold more, count to 4, let it pour. A kid throws sticks where the eddies spin, watches each choice decide its end. Some sink quick, some turn and glide, some find the far bank's patient side. His mother laughs at a stubborn twig, says even the small learn how to dig. I taste the memory on my tongue, the first time failure kept me young. When I stopped forcing every bend, let a smaller victory be my friend. When later wasn't loss or chore, just ripples moving toward the shore. Lean close, hear pebbles vote with tiny clicks, hear old mistakes dissolve to silt, hear promises turn into bricks, for bridges mercy meant to build. Lean closer if lost still rings like iron ore, teach it water, not anymore. The river doesn't rush anymore. Gutter hums a hymn on the eaves, window rides rivers down the leaves, roof keeps time with a fingertip drum, lightning signs quiet, thunder stays numb, key in the lock like a whispered refrain. Welcome home to a house made of rain. I didn't build this place out of brick or bone, didn't stack proof just to call it my own. I gathered what fell from a restless sky, the salt of losses, the tears I denied. I learned the angles water prefers, how grief turns gentle when nobody stirs. I framed the rooms with slowed down breath, mortared the corners with patience and rest. No nails of pride, no doors to shout, just hinges of mercy that open now. I swept the noise from yesterday's veins and laid these floors with a hush that remains. Count to 4 with the rafters bend, let the drip find rhythm and call it a friend. If memory knocks with a suitcase of blame, show it the same, let the rainfall explain. In a house made of rain, I'm clean again. Walls of weather, floors of wind, roof of forgiveness, beams of refrain. I'm home in the hush of a house made of rain. No fire to prove, no crowd to entertain, just me and the hymn of a house made of rain. Kitchen light flickers like a faithful nurse, measuring pulse in the coffee's verse. The kettle exhales what the night held tight. Let's old names soften and learn to be light. I shelve the thunder beside the door, labeled it only if peace asks for more. My coat hangs wet with an honest past. It drips in a bucket, I empty it last. There's a chair that forgives the weight I bring, a towel that crowns me with nothing like king. This roof doesn't keep the storms away, it teaches me how to stay. Breathe on forward till the bass says stay. Let the snare brush puddles into play. If pride arrives with a loud acclaim, turn down the lamp, let the rain know your name. In a house made of rain, I'm clean again. Walls of weather, floors of weather, roof of forgiveness, beams of refrain. I'm home in the hush of a house made of rain. I bless what broke and what remained, built in a room in a house made of rain. Bedroom window holds a silver sheet, city's heartbeat softened and sweet. I count the breaths I used to spend on doors that jammed and wars to defend. But water rewrites the story I kept, turns razors to rivers where swords once slept. It polishes shame like a blackened toy, till face and purpose rejoin. I keep a ledger for gentler dues, debits of anger, credits of truce. Balance returns like an evening train, arriving on tracks made of rain. Hold your count, let the strings lean low, let piano drip notes you already know. If guilt demands an iron chain, rinse it to rust in the mouth of rain. In a house made of rain, I'm clean again. Walls of weather, floors of wind, roof of forgiveness, beams of refrain. I'm home in the hush of a house made of rain. No witness needing no domain, built, breathe and breathe in a house made of rain. Bring me the words I spoke too fast, I'll soak them soft till the edges pass. Bring me the locks I forced for proof, rain will repair the honest roof. Bring me the letters I never sent, we'll float them down the basement then. Let the guitar bend like a bowed down spine, let trumpet glow like a street lamp sign. If mercy is water, then I'm the clay. Save me slow, wash one river. Say let's hold true, count 4, come through. Hallway mirror fogs with a second chance, finger draw circles where I used to glance. The man in the glass looks old ashore, but kind in the lines where storms mature. I thank the leaks that taught me pails, like the temporary roofs that became my tales. I learned that shelter isn't dry, it's where your worry comes to lie, where grief is a guest with a decent bed, and blame is a coat you learn to shed, where love is a mop, not a closing door, cleaning the footprints you adore. beats soft like a cotton hymn. Let the past get quiet at the brim. If rage returns to stake its claim, it leaves in silence, washed by rain. In a house made of rain, I'm clean again. Walls of weather, floors of wind, roof of forgiveness, beams of refrain. I'm home in the hush of a house made of rain. I mend, I breathe, I lose the strain, and sleep like thunder after rain, after rain. In a house made of rain, I'm clean again. Walls of weather, floors of wind, roof of forgiveness, beams of refrain. I'm home in a hush of a house made of rain. Ride it in water, let doubt complain. It has no proof where the rain remains. If someone asks how I lost the chain, I answer, I learned to live in a house made of rain. Drip slow down to a monk-like clock. D minor breath and the windows lock. I killed a lame bill, two chords played. Oh, house made of rhythm in a house made of rain.
Streetlight spills like a silver confession across the pavement where the wind keeps score. I measure my calm in the length of my shadow and count out the promises I can't ignore. A window blinks, the city turns its shoulder. I keep my collar up against the cold. Silence is heavy, but it doesn't break me. It chisels my will into iron and gold. There's a rusted gate that sings when I pass it, like a memory learning how to breathe. I could chase ghosts till the morning forgives me, but I've learned what stays and what needs to leave. There's a map in the cracks of the sidewalk, a secret compass under my feet. Every turn writes a vow in the gravel. Walk with patience, never retreat. Neon rain drips from the awnings, spelling stories I rarely tell. I keep my words like coins in a pocket, spent only where silence won't do as well. Old mistakes sit quiet on benches, tipping hats as I wander by. They're not friends, but they know my posture, back straight jaw, easy eyes on the sky. I used to run where the rumors were louder, hunting thunder just to test my name. Now I sip slow from the cup of the evening, let the bitterness teach me a different flame. The alley breeze, a harmonica distant, the tone of a promise I'm learning to keep. I'm not lost, I'm exacting my choosing. Where I sow is where I'll reap. In the night, ask softly, who do you carry? I answer, only the man I'm meant to be. If the road is narrow, let it be narrow. My stride is steady, my hands walk free. I walk alone but not lonely. I've got a mirror for a friend and a shadow for a guide. D minor on my tongue, heart slow and holy. Every step a quiet oath I sign inside. I don't shout for the world to know me. I let the rhythm of my boots declare my creed. I walk alone but not lonely. A planted seed, becoming what I need. There's a key in the curve of the moonlight. It turns in the lock of my wrist.
Patience hums like a low-burn fire, feeding muscle to my fibs. I used to swear by the crowded tables, cards and smoke and restless deals. Now I trade in hours and focus, stacking bricks no rumor steals. The river speaks under iron bridges, cold and clear with measured grace. It tells me, hold your sinner, traveler, when the inside you're in the race. A passing train writes sparks on the darkness, Morse code for a stubborn heart. Read it true, keep walking softly, every master was once apart. And the dawn sits waiting behind the warehouses, a thin pale blade that will cut me clean if I bleed today. Let it be old out, let courage fill the space between. I walk alone but not lonely. I've got a mirror for a friend and a shadow for a guide. D minor on my tongue, heart slow and holy. Every step a quiet oath I sign inside. I don't shout for the world to know me. I let the rhythm of my boots declare my creed. I walk alone but not lonely. A planet seed, becoming what I need. Whispers on brick, the city remembers all the versions of me that try to impress. One by one I fold them and file them, thank them kindly, then lay them to rest. Slide to toss size like a door near closing, but I'm the hinge that refuses to rust. I am the keeper of small sure choices. Stone by stone I build my trust. If thunder comes, I won't chase it. Let the storm announce itself. I got weather in my marrow and a compass on the shelf. Reach is nothing without grounding. Grace means power with a leash. I set the table for my hunger, serve it discipline for each. I walk alone but not lonely. I've got a mirror for a friend and a shadow for a guide. D minor on my tongue, heart slow and holy. Every step a quiet oath I sign inside. I don't shout for the world to know me. I let the rhythm of my boots declare my creed. I walk alone but not lonely. A planet seed, becoming what I need. I walk alone but not lonely. Not empty, full of quiet speed. Streetlight fades, a vinyl crackle widens. I count my steps, then let them go. Where I'm headed doesn't need a witness, only a promise kept low and slow. Fade on the river of breath, fade on the ink of the road. I walk alone but not lonely, becoming the man I already know.
Evening irons gold on a roasting seam. Wind falls quiet like a bedtime dream. Streetlight fades, a vinyl crackle widens. I count my steps, then let them go. Where I'm headed doesn't need a witness, only a promise kept low and slow. Fade on the river of breath, fade on the ink of the road. I walk alone but not lonely, becoming the man I already know. Wind falls quiet like a bedtime dream.
Gravel counts soft under shoes, and no piano of birds playing low, low, low. I don't hurry, there's nothing to flee. The last light falls in step with me. I learned my name in stranger tongues, paid old debts with quieter lungs, turned down parades that stain the street, chose work that leaves a kind of heat. I bargained once with the thunder's feet, now I tip the dusk with simplicity. The city behind me lowers its hands, lets go the noise, keeps honest plans. I used to brand my mercy loud, now it walks through an ordinary crowd. No witnesses, no stage to see, just breathe in the last light next to me. Count to 4 with the ribs, not pride. Let the breath be the long, clean guide. If memory calls for a brighter plea, answer with footsteps, small and free. The last light walks beside me, long shadows keeping pace. No crown required to guide me, no mask to hold my face. I'm done with loud approving, I keep what I can be. Dusk comes low and kindly, the last light walks with me. Fences lean in like elderly friends, trading the weather, predicting ends. A child chalks planets on the lane, spins a ring around a name. Her mother lifts a grocery bag, I catch the strap before it sags. No sermon there, no debts to wait, just hip and hand in human day. Across the field a dog recalls, a whistle stitched in evening calls. He trots back home uncomplicated, proof that peace can be translated. I thank the years for letting me see how small acts wide and what will be. Breathe on 4 while the slide notes lean, let the bass say home, soft and clean. If pride returns with a megaphone plea, turn the volume down to see. The last light walks beside me, long shadows keeping pace. No crown required to guide me, no mask to hold my face. I'm done with loud approving, I keep what I can be. Dusk comes low and kindly, the last light walks with me. There's a bridge of iron over patient stream, a mirror where I loan my dream. I drop 2 coins, one for grief, one for relief, that taught belief. Circles wide and then forget, forgiveness keeps the water wet. I read my face the way we should, enough to know not to be understood. I am my work, the doors I oil, the weeds I pull from common soil. If legacy asks for a brighter key, I hand it hinges that swing quietly. Count to 4, let the strings inhale, let the trumpet glow like a faithful trail. If yesterday begs for authority, offer a chair, then let it be. The last light walks beside me, long shadows keeping pace. No crown required to guide me, no mask to hold my face. I'm done with loud approving, I keep what I can be. Dusk comes low and kindly, the last light walks with me. Bring me the locks I forced for show, I'll lower them now and let them go. Bring me the names I said too hard, I'll speak them soft in a clean backyard. Bring me the steps I marched in vain, I'll walk them home in evening rain.
Let slide guitar bend once and rest. Let bass keep time inside the chest. If victory asks for a neon flame, point it to subred, add a name. Say less, stand plain. Count to 4, remain. Mailbox yawns like a sleepy friend, holds a bill, a note, and the working end. The note says thanks in a sprawling hand for fixing a hinge they couldn't stand. I smile the way a quiet man smiles, folds the paper in quarter miles. There's wealth in chores that no one sees, floors that welcome, roofs that ease. I sweep the walk of a neighbor's place, leave my name off, leave only space. I've learned to earn with gentler tools, humble metals, softer rules. The last light nods in warm decree. You've done enough, come home with me. Breathe on 4, let the lamppost bloom. Let evening tidy the living room. If rumor looks for the old marquee, point it to dishes, tea and free. The last light walks beside me, long shadows keeping pace. No crown required to guide me, no mask to hold my face. I'm done with loud approving, I keep what I can be. Dusk comes low and kindly, the last light walks with me. The last light walks beside me, long shadows keeping pace. No crown required to guide me, no mask to hold my face. I'm done with loud approving, I keep what I can be. Write it in dusk where fields agree. I live my peace where the last light walks with me. If someone asks what power means, I'll show them bread and in between a chair, a lamp, a